Okay. So this one is going to be about anxiety again. I'm going to go kind of back and forth until I've, finished the subject. These are mostly just going to be story time kind of videos where, I tell you my experience, because, I'm going to say in every single video, nothing that happens in my life pertains to anybody else's situation. So if you also have anxiety or depression, this is not always what's going to happen for you. But what I hope to do is I hope to, bring some light to the subject and, let people know that they're not alone if they do feel this way, Okay, so we're going to do anxiety again because I only talked about kind of my beginnings with it. Being that, just kind of how it happens, not really, what happens for me during anxiety attacks. I already mentioned that my anxiety is connected to my asthma. So if I'm having an anxiety attack and I start hyperventilating, I'm going to have an asthma attack. So those are just fun. And usually if I have an asthma attack, it kind of brings on anxiety because I can't breathe. So that's cool. They're all connected, which is fine. There's nothing I can do about it. I have an inhaler, which helps with the breathing part. So I told everybody about my stories about when I first started getting anxiety and how it happens after certain big events, things that make my adrenaline run. One time it happened, I was giving a presentation for Spanish class and it went perfect. But after it was over, I had to ask my teacher if I could leave the classroom. And as soon as I left the classroom, I started bursting out in tears. It was just really, really weird. That was I think the first one I had. But now they're more situational, as in if I see someone that I'm uncomfortable with, or if I'm in the same room as someone who has caused me pain or caused me anxiety in the past, it's a struggle for me. When I worked at Vaughn's, there was this one really creepy customer who would always come in and then try and sit with me at my lunch, even though he didn't know me, and then listen to my conversations on the phone with my family, and then talk to me about them later. And he just really freaked me out. And even if I would tell him to go away, if I'm on the clock, I can't. So it got to a point where every time he walked in the store, I tried to make sure that I wasn't anywhere near him so he didn't come up and try and talk to me. Because apparently he had tried to stalk other employees at the store. So I was not about to have that. So that's an example. Or if I had a really bad falling out with a friend and I see them, sometimes it makes me really anxious because I don't like I have social anxiety as well. So I don't like social interactions. They make me clam up and get all sweaty and nervous. So that's not exactly fun. So that, and the biggest anxiety trigger for me is my sister. Because she's done so much to me that's so wrong that I just can't. Every time she comes over, every nerve in my body just kind of shuts down and just kind of it twists. I can't be around her. If she talks, it just, I can't do it. It's just not something I can do. I'll give a little background on that one. We shared a bedroom till I was 19 and she was 18. She moved to Oregon, whatever, did her thing. And then when she moved back, I told Mom that I refused. If you put her in this room with me, I will go live in my car and be homeless. I will not live with her again. Because we never got along, ever. So it was just not something I would do. And then my mom got engaged and she moved out. Which, like, woo, awesome, happy. Me and my sister kept the house. We both put our names on the lease, and we got roommates and decided we were going to do this, blah, blah, blah. And my sister decided that mom's gone. Why not have a bunch of parties? Which, okay, parties are fine. Okay? I had myself a going away party before I moved. I had about 6 or 7 people over. It was fun. It was nice. We had food. We played some games. You know, we listened to some music. Like, that for me is a party. And maybe a couple alcoholic drinks. Like, that's not a big deal for me. Given that most of my friends are under the age of 21. So I didn't really have drinks at my parties anyway. But all of the roommates, even myself included, were all under the age of 21 at this time. And my sister decided that she was gonna just party her life away and destroy my house. And it got so bad to where the cops were called twice at a party. The same party, an ambulance was called because someone had food poisoning. Wow. Had alcohol poisoning and passed out in the front yard. There were fights in the street at this same party. And still at this party, 4 cars had their tires slashed. So I don't know if anybody else can interpret that as a good thing, 'cause it's not. But just, like, destroying the house that I've lived in since I was 11, like, that's far. That's a far-fetched thing to do, you know? So I couldn't, like, talk to her about it, because every time I did, she would just say, "You're stupid. You don't know anything. You don't even have friends." That's all she'd say to me. Like, she would bully me. Like, one, like, I care what she thinks. But still, like, you think it's okay to talk to your sister that way? And then when I tell her how I feel, she tells me that mom said that we shouldn't say these kinds of things to each other because what if something happens to one of us? One, you say worse things. She says worse things to me and doesn't care about what mom thinks. And 2, all I'm saying is, like, how I feel. And you're taking it as an insult. She's taking it as an insult to where she's trying to just shut me down from saying anything. Like, okay, cool. But what about the things you say to me? What about the things that she's done to the house? Like, that's unacceptable. And then she goes and leaves. And doesn't find a new roommate for me. I have to do that all by myself. And I just can't. So then every time I see her now, after she's gone, I end up having an anxiety attack. Because I can't handle being around her. Being that the last time she came over, she decided to brag about her new job. Even though I'm still unemployed. And then proceeded to tell me everything I'm doing wrong. Even though I've done all the same stuff she did. She spent her whole time there telling me that I shouldn't talk about my friends. Because she doesn't care about that. But she can tell me about her boyfriend and her going to the gym at 4:30 in the morning. Like I care about that. Okay. You know, like, she just thinks that she's better than me because she's skinny and because she doesn't feel like she needs to wear makeup. I don't need to wear makeup, honey. I'm prettier than you on the inside, too. So, like, I'm not doing the whole, like, pity thing. Like, it's cool. Have your life. Go away. Like, you don't need to be in mine. You know? Well, if you like the video, then good for you. If you don't like the video, then it sucks to be you. Thanks, guys, for listening. Bye.